I think I was always wondering how to be content.
It's kind of useless to try to get anything out of life. I mean, the initial decision was suicide.
何かもっと違う自分になりたい。
These thoughts right now, and then we start fighting with them, trying to push them away, and the more we push them away, the more aggressively they come back.
みんな答え欲しいね。具体的な答え欲しい。
In northern Hyogo Prefecture, a temple lies hidden deep in the mountains. Antaiji Temple belongs to the Soto school of Zen Buddhism. Even local inhabitants visit only rarely. "109 stone steps. In the past half-century, they have welcomed about 3,000 Zen practitioners. Unlike most Japanese temples, Antaiji has no parishioners. It is a temple dedicated exclusively to round-the-clock Zen practice. We began filming here in the spring of 2020.
ご飯の前にさ、一回温めるから。
The man making the meal is a Frenchman named Clémenceau. He came to the temple just 2 weeks ago.
何ですかそれ？
あ、ちょっとレシピを。
レシピ見てた。見てもいいですか？
まあもちろんけどコンソメで。まあかぼちゃとかおかゆとか。今朝はおかゆだったので。禅の考えでは全ての日常生活は修行だから料理も修行。
Bogdan Dolgopolov is from Kyrgyzstan. He's immersed in the writings of the former abbot from 50 years ago.
日本語は読めるんですね。
まあ時々大変けど大体わかります。これはある消防現像のことだ。
Amid rising interest in Zen among non-Japanese, practitioners from about 30 countries have come to Antaiji through the years. They come for a reason: to faithfully carry out the practices associated with Zen thought. It's 4 a.m., the dead of night. Zen doctrine teaches, seek nothing, just sit. Morning and night, for a total of 4 hours a day. Few temples in Japan follow such a strict Zazen practice, which comes to 1,800 hours a year.
何かを求めたらもうそれは座禅ではない。今自分が何をすべきなのかをちゃんと目の前を見極めるっていうことがすなわち、ただする実践する、イコール修行ということではないかと。
Self-sufficiency is another aspect of the practice. The residents grow rice and about 20 different kinds of vegetables.
Mm, これと。
あ、抜けたよ、抜けたよ。
何取ってるんですか？
これね、水セリって言ってましたね。
There are no harvests this time of year. Wild plants are deeply appreciated. Every day without work is a day without food. Those who don't diligently pursue their practice lose the right to eat. Silence is maintained to focus attention on the food. This too is part of the practice. A life of zazen and self-sufficiency. Antaiji stipulates that this practice must be followed by residents for 3 years.
It's kind of useless to try to get anything out of life. I mean, the initial decision was suicide.
24-year-old Bogdan had previously studied physics. Born with an incurable disease, he had a strong sense of inferiority. After intense study, he succeeded in entering Moscow State University, a highly exclusive institution. But his studies could not ease his distress. What is the meaning of life? He came to Antaiji seeking the answer.
自己顕示欲とか支配欲とか結構欲張りでしたよね。
This man field dressing a donated deer is Takahashi Hirotada, a former chef. Hirotada quit high school after 1 year. He partied every night and committed acts of violence. He experienced both marriage and divorce and did just as he pleased. But as he approached his 40s, Hirotada began to feel an emptiness inside.
多分知らず知らずにね、周りも傷つけてる人多いと思うので、だからね、まあ一人なんだと思うし。
Hirotada left his 2 children in Tokyo and dedicated himself to practice. Those who come to Antaiji must commit to 3 years of practice. One young man is about to begin his 3rd year. 24-year-old Fabian Killinger is from Germany.
What is this for?
Well, it's like a weeding. Because you push the weed underneath the soil. Yeah, well, in a way. Under this one.
Fabian has officially taken the tonsha and received his Buddhist name, Myogen. He has decided to live the rest of his life as a monk. Since coming to Antaiji, he has rarely seen his German family and friends.
News, Corona news. Yeah, in the beginning when the wave went up, right? Of course I was worried, mainly about family, if they're now sick and I don't know, one of them is close to dying, I probably would have gone back to.
What lies behind his strong commitment to a monk's life? Myogen's hometown is a small village of 2,500 people in southwest Germany. His mother is a banker, his father a businessman. Myogen grew up in an affluent home. A lively boy, he was good at playing the flute and swimming, and got excellent grades.
Gib alles so, sage ich mal, gell. Keine Angst gehabt vor nichts, gell. Ist immer direkt auf alles zugegangen, was man gezeigt hat, gell. Und ich sage, keine Angst.
Und war auch im Verlauf der Zeit recht erfolgreich. Ist irgendwann mal Kreismeister dann wurde. Und ja, aber war trotz allem eine schöne Zeit, wo wirklich Freunde gefunden hat.
Myogen's parents expected future success from him, but from a very young age, Myogen had doubts.
You grow up in certain conditions and everyone around you, you know, it's all about success, it's all about building a career. And then there are certain pressures from family, and I think I was always looking for something special, whereas the other people around me, they were kind of okay with how their life is.
Myogen quit college after half a year. He worked at various jobs, but none of them gave him answers. He felt full of impotent thoughts. Day after day, he kept them to himself. This was his state of mind when one phrase he saw on the Antaiji website captured his heart. Stop chasing.
I feel for me it offers a very different perspective on how to live your life, which kind of seemed to answer the questions I had my whole life, or were able to bring me to closer to the questions I was always wondering about.
Rejecting a stable life in Germany, he plunged alone into Zen practice at Antaiji. There are many things on the road ahead that he cannot see. Even so, he senses potential in the days he spends with few desires at Antaiji and continues his practice.
The problem my whole life was just that I've been looking somewhere else rather than what is happening around me. When you live here, you're always forced to look what is actually happening right now rather than tomorrow, for example, or in the future, or what happened in the past.
September. A young man climbs the stone steps for the first time. Hikaru Asao, aged 26, was born in the United States and raised there by his Japanese parents.
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hikaru had been working as a paramedic, but he says he no longer understands what human life is for.
Yeah.
He quit his job and came to Antaiji to find answers. Temple rules dictate that silence is maintained during meals. Many temple customs are bewildering to newcomers. Hikaru participates in repeated cycles of farm work and chores. Many novices wonder where it will all lead. Hikaru decides to talk about it directly with the abbot, Eko.
いろんな人になんで来たのか、行くのかとか聞かれて、いや、本当は分かんないんだよなみたいな。それで説明し始めても、説明が止まらないみたいな。ぐるぐるって、10年ぐらいいるって言ってました。最初から気に入ってました。
気に入ってなかった。そういうことがあるんですけれど、座禅をすると そういう一切の外側に向かうものがストップするんですね。そうすると本当の私みたいなものがクローズアップされるというか、ただ私を生きるだけ。人間ってなんで生まれてきたかって言ったら、まあある修行のために生まれてきたんじゃないのかなとか思いますけどね。
On this day, Myogen and his fellow residents pursue their practice outside the temple.
空気階段して。中般若波羅蜜多心如我般若三摩薩行者。
Twice a year, they engage in takuhatsu, which is asking for alms in the outside world. That night, they change into their street clothes and go shopping.
Myogen さん何買います？
卵とバターとラーメンとはい買った。
They can't help but delight in their rare trip to the city.
そうだ。
It's not very Buddhist.
30万です。
30万
とかすると思う。
30万。
占いだよ。
これやったことがある？
一回だけあるけど、なんか私はあんまり。
不思議ね。Like that.
Yeah. That's why I've decided to stay in Japan finally.
Really?
First thought, but is Antaiji natto.
We noticed something Myogen did while he ate.
Because we do this in Antaiji every day, that we have to eat everything. I kind of feel bad leaving some leftover. If you practice in a Zen temple, but then as soon as you leave, you kind of, change your complete way of behaving. Whatever we do there, most things have a deeper meaning.
Even outside the temple, Myogen tries to stay true to his practice. November. Winter preparations begin at Antaiji, which gets lots of snow. The residents construct snow sheds to prevent damage to the temple buildings.
Myogen さんね、それ全部決めていってくれる？どこにどれ使うか全部Myogenさん決めてくれる？
As a third-year resident, Myogen is put in charge of the work.
Yeah, it's cool before you come.
なんか変だね。これ高すぎるんじゃない？これ。何が大事か一緒に考えてやらないと。
Echo has pointed out a mistake in the number of bamboo poles. It's a minor error that doesn't appear to matter. But Myogen finds himself quite angry with himself.
So it expresses like anger, but I think it comes from me being, you didn't give your best, and then I was like, why? I still have things in myself which I would rather change than accept.
Myogen has been practicing how not to seek anything. But along the way, he began seeking a self that was a perfect Zen practitioner. December. The most demanding practice session of the year is about to begin. It's called Rohatsu Sesshin. For 1 week, the residents will do sitting meditation for 15 hours every day.
命がけにならないと本当のものが見えてこないというか、本当の自分に出会えないというのはあるんじゃないかと思います。
The residents are not allowed to speak or bathe during the entire week. They experience almost unendurable pain. In between Zazen sessions, they engage in a walking meditation called Kinhin, which allows them to take only half a step with each breath.
So you start daydreaming about things you're afraid of. You lose all power to your mind. These thoughts right now, and then we start fighting with them. You're trying to push them away. And the more we push them away, the more aggressively they come back.
December the 8th, the day the historical Buddha is said to have achieved enlightenment. At midnight, the special meditation week draws to a close.
「なんで自分がこんなことをしてるのかな」とか考えてみてもなんか答えが見つからないっていうか、なんで自分まだここにいて逃げてないのかなみたいな、こんなに痛いのになんでまだいんのかなみたいな。
They have a meeting.
明日は大坊さんです。明日の予定がある方は報告お願いします。
明日の6時半頃に降りて浜坂までのバスに乗る予定です。そして
Hikaru has been a resident here since September. He'll go home to the United States for a visit and return to the temple in January.
他にありませんか？
まあ実は明日多分ヒカルさんと一緒に同時に下山しています。
A sudden announcement of permanent departure.The speaker is Bogdan, who came from Kyrgyzstan. He has pursued his practice searching for the meaning of life. A year has passed since he started.
Tada gambatte mo nanno結果が出ても何の結果出ないのはちょっと意味があるかどうかわからないところがあります。もっと長い間に滞在した方がいいんじゃないか。もし出たらどうなるのかなってそういうところが多いけど、でもそうやって考えたらもう10年が座ってもあんまり出る勇気が出ないのところが多いんじゃないかと思います。何もやらないと何の、答えというより何も出ない。
Many Zen practitioners quit when they don't see results from Zazen.
気をつけて。
January. The residents dig out the storehouse where they had buried taro roots the previous fall. Relying on a scant food supply, they endure the long, harsh winter. The temple is cut off from all interaction with the outside world. Practice during the winter is called Yuki Ango, which means snow retreat. For about 2 months, residents concentrate on their studies in a common room. This is Myogen's third winter retreat. He doesn't appear to be completely absorbed in his practice.
What's the meaning of Zazen? Zazen has no meaning. It's very hard to understand why we sit so much if something has no meaning.
During a break, Ekko the abbot talks to the residents.
安泰寺での修行生活にいろいろと疑問を持つこともあるでしょう。だから妙見さんも逃げ出したくなること見たびよたび極段さんもクレモンさんはまだ真面目にやってる分かんない、心の中ではいろいろあると思うけどね、いろんな葛藤はあると思いますよ、みんなそれぞれ、
今大丈夫、
今大丈夫今は
問題ない、
今問題ないって。
Myogen has laid bare his dissatisfaction with himself.
Well, at least for me, I really liked Zazen in the beginning, but then it becomes normal. And then because you don't have much free time in Antaiji anyway, often you feel like, now Zazen again. I would rather, do something else. With time, it needs to kind of, even if you have to sit there, you should do it fully, right?
But you are also human beings. You cannot make perfect all the time to focus. to do zazen or to do practice not possible because you are human beings, human nature. So I mean that you shouldn't hide your human nature. Just accept. I hope for myself.
Seek nothing, just sit. What does that really mean?
Maybe I'm able to accept myself a little bit more. I think that's also what Shukyo means. To set one step ahead, one step and then the next and then the next. And just keep going that way.
A day off from temple practice is called Osan. Practice is temporarily suspended, and the residents show mutual appreciation for the work they've done. Actually, today is the 43rd birthday of Hirotada, who has practiced at the temple for 1 year.
Happy birthday, Takahashi. Happy birthday to you. ありがとうございます。これズース。そう。
But Hirotada faces a dilemma. With 2 children living in Tokyo, he can't completely let go of the outside world. He discusses his future path with Echo.
ちょっと伝えたいことがありまして、前に年末にお話いただいた話あるじゃないですか。お坊さん。得度する。そうです。得度させていただこうかなっていうふうに思ってるんですが、どうでしょうかというか、安泰寺ね。
After finishing his practice at Antaiji, Hirotada hopes to return to Tokyo and become an abbot there.
いずれにしても私は安泰寺だけでは修行は足りないと思っているので、全く安泰寺ではなんていうかな、足りないですね。
Echo suggests that he continues his practice at a specialized monastery to obtain credentials for becoming an abbot. But if he does that, he won't be able to see his children for an additional 5 years.
ただその5年間音信普通にはならないけど、はっきり離れちゃうのは今まだ小学校と中学校だから一切連絡取れなくなっちゃう状態になっちゃうのはまだ僕の気持ちもまだ離れられないし、
ただね、最終的には家族とか子供っていう問題じゃない。
それも分かりますよ。
仏道修行っていうのはそういうところも全て投げ出すところから始まる、覚悟が必要だっていうこと、
覚悟はあるつもりではいますけど、
ただちょっと私はその覚悟にまだ不安が感じられるので。
The next morning, we encounter Hirotada as he prepares to sit alone.
子供のことは全然結構頑張ったっていうか手放せるかなと思って、そういうこともしばらくこの1年考えたんですけど、手放されないことに気づいたんです。それは 100%。まあ俺がこう修行したいって言って子供たちが高校行きたいとか中学校で学校上がりたいっていう時に父ちゃん知らないで修行座禅しててお金も何もなかったら、それは仏王とか以前の問題に父親として失格になっちゃうので、それはできない。苦しみながらっていうか悩みながら生きていくのは多分一生続くと思うんですよ、死ぬまで。それが一つのね、一つのっていうか俺の仕様なのかなと思いますけど。
March. Another cycle of self-sufficiency begins at Antaiji. Plum blossoms were a favorite of Dogen Zenji, the founder of the Soto school of Zen. Their ability to bloom despite the harsh winter seemed to him an apt metaphor for Zen practitioners. Hikaru, the resident from the United States, has now been at the temple for half a year. He is permitted to go on the spring trip to ask for alms.
That towel is definitely not good.
Why not?
Because it's way too high.
What? It's probably because I have hair.
I'm not sure, but the towel to me seems also too voluminous.
Okay.
Your last thing is shoes.
Unable to discover the meaning of life, he wound up at Antaiji. There are many things about daily practice here that are difficult to accept. He hasn't found the answers he's been looking for. Nevertheless, he has decided to shave his head and commit to temple life.
どうですか？でも取れました？人生で嫌だなと思うから人生をやめるってなるわけじゃないですか。誰でもそれをやってるんですよね。どこに行っても嫌なことが全部なくなるっていうことはないから、受け入れても受け入れなくても嫌なことは誰にでもあるってことなんじゃないですか。
This spring, Hirotada was placed in charge of temple farming.
クレモンさん、水まいていってくれる？
ラインとラインの間にどんな
30センチ、本当は20センチみたいな30センチです。
30センチか35か40はないけど。
これ30。ちょっと上。
Though still conflicted about his children, he's still trying to find a path to monkhood.
なんか子供と話して父ちゃんがその修行してることどう思うのって聞いた時に、いやなんか普通に頑張れと思ってるよって言ってくれたので、でも本当にって言ったら、だってお坊さんになるんでしょ、なんか子供の方が大人なんですよね、なんか妙に。だから今本当に今ここ自分がどれだけできるかっていうことだけしか考えてないですね今は。はい。
Myogen has completed his 3 years as required by the rules at Antaiji. He has spent a great deal of time asking what it means to be happy. Here at the temple, he's discovered something.
Now, for me, being here in Antaiji, many things I wanted to be before, which are not so important anymore. I see there's much more important things around me every moment by being present and realizing there's nothing missing. That's reason enough to be satisfied, I think. Maybe back then I didn't even notice that I was alive. Now I notice a bit better. I'm alive.
This spring, Myogen decided to leave Antaiji and go to a specialized monastery to deepen his studies as a Buddhist monk. Some people leave the temple, others stay. Each pursues their own practice. Seek nothing, just sit.